definitely.
How does a solar coronal ejection, several, as you said, in the last week hitting, a big one hitting yesterday, how does the lunar radiation and winds affect the tectonic activities?
Right, well, we don't understand the details of how it all works, but we do know that when you get a coronal mass ejection hitting Earth, that there is a lot of geomagnetic activity. That is, the magnetic field of the Earth goes a bit wild. Now, that is connected to the Earth deep down. So, changes in that does involve forces, and that could encourage or tip the balance, which allows a tectonic plate to move that little bit that it is trying to go anyway.
So all we know is that throughout history, there have been, even the ancients obviously knew this, they didn't know why, that the moon and the sun do tend to affect volcanoes and things like that. I mean, obviously, if the moon itself is what creates the tides coming in and out, then certainly the sun is going to have an effect. But the UN said about a year and a half ago at the Copenhagen summit, they said the sun has no effect on climate.
Well, they would. The trouble is the whole of science has been corrupted by these CO2 nonsense. But before wasting any more time on that, I would just like to say a very interesting thing about the solar effect is that the biggest storms and the biggest earthquakes tend to come, curiously, when the solar activity on average is low, that is in solar minima, especially the odd to even minima, like we're now moving into or in cycle 24, moved out of cycle 23. They happen in those periods when there is also, so that's kind of quiet, and then you've got extra big events within that time, and those are the events which seem to trigger earthquakes more. But when you've got more solar activity, you seem to get a lot of littler, smaller earthquakes, rather than single big ones, which seem to happen around the solar minima, especially the odd to even minima, which is all quite interesting and kind of understandable when you think about, shaking of rocks or shaking sugar out of a jar and so on. It'll stick and then come out in lumps, and except when you have lots of little wobbles, then it doesn't come out in lumps.
Well,
so
sir,
that type of analogy helps us understand it anyway.
Yes, sir. We're talking to meteorologist and astrophysicist Piers Richard Corbyn. You can check out his very important website at weatheraction.com. But, sir, I specifically brought up the UN because, as you know, with the earthquake in Haiti and some of the other earthquakes, Al Gore and others have come out, the UN has come out, and they have said that the earthquake is caused by global warming, when, from my research, but correct me if I'm wrong, there's really no evidence connecting CO2 in the a slow average to any type of big event. But we do have direct connections to solar and lunar events. So they're telling us the sun has no effect, so they can blame it all on humans and taxes.
Well, that's right. They are mad. They are fools. They are charlatans. They are liars. And if you want to know more, hop on our website where we put up a thing at weatheraction.com on this very point. It's labelled under comments from me, the most recent comment from me on weatheraction.com.
Absolutely. In closing, sir, and obviously you go over the science, you go over the math, 85% accuracy in your catastrophic predictions. I've seen the press report above 90 in some of the closer in predictions, not just a year out. The proof is in the pudding. In the last 2 years,
thank you very much.
No, it's just no brag, just fact, sir. I mean, you obviously know what you're talking about, but you say it's more of an art form, looking at the history and then projecting forward, almost a dead reckoning with the big record solar flare, the huge moon, the super moon. What does your gut tell you? I mean, does your gut tell you, doctor, that this was probably triggered or pushed over the edge by the super moon and the coronal mass ejection?
Yes, we would say that. We say this thing was caused by events on the sun or rather a solar-lunar combination. And I put out a tweet to that effect with the link, and my tweet address is Piers_Corbyn, spelled Corbyn. So if anyone goes on there, they can get all the links straight away.
Well, sir, we'll follow you. Hopefully you'll follow us at twitter.com/real Alex Jones. We're just now getting on the Twitter bandwagon to reach folks because it's so effective. Well, sir, we'll talk to you again in the very near future. Anything else that you'd like to add?
No, that's fine. It's superb to come on your show.
Good to have you, Doctor. Okay, there goes meteorologist and astrophysicist, doctor of astrophysics. By the way, that guy's literally about 180 IQ, so we appreciate him joining us. And you heard him, just complete fraud, complete scam, complete joke. And look for Danny Glover, look for Al Gore, look for the UN, Pachari, to now say this was global warming. Was it global warming 800 years ago in Japan when they had earthquakes and tsunamis? No, it was the sun and the moon. Yeah, there's a gigantic planetoid spinning around us. It controls the weather. Just give you a little news flash with the sun. It's a 100% fact, and they sit there like the Vatican 500, 600 years ago telling you still that the earth was the center of the universe. Okay? This is as ridiculous or more to have the United Nations in 2011 telling us that the sun and the moon do not affect climate, that it's all us. Baloney. Baloney. Oh, they're worried about those coal power plants they want to shut down so they can build their nuclear plants because then only insiders can get the permits, like General Electric. I don't want nuclear plants. I'm not against it. If it's all we had, use it. But it is on the last of my list. If you want to have deep spacecraft going out of orbit with it, it's still dangerous to get it up into orbit. But if they had some safe way to do it, nuke makes a lot of sense in orbit or out of orbit. Aircraft carriers, they have a safer history with smaller ones. And at least it's out in the ocean. Subs, we know there's been a bunch of disasters they cover up. We know this. Universities have radiation detectors all over the world, and we know that radiation just goes up and up and up, and there's all sorts of leaks and all sorts of cover-ups and storing the waste. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. They're talking about this this reactor blowing up. The temperature's rising. They can't get coolant into it. It's one of 6 reactors at the same facility. It melts down, ladies and gentlemen. You think large areas of Japan on fire right now is bad? Pray that the coolant gets into that reactor. We'll be back.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 5 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping. An $87 value, yours free. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
America, you've been warned. For weeks, we've been warning you about a single event we believe will happen in the next 12 months that will shake the very foundations of our nation. We've told you about the video that details this shocking prediction. So far, over 6 million people have watched this free video online. Have you? Again, this big event has nothing to do with war or the stock market, yet it could change everything about your normal way of life. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your family. Could this really happen? Well, the man who created this video has been right about many predictions in his career. He was among the first to predict the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. If you haven't taken time to watch this free video, do it right now. You may never think about America the same way again. You can find the free video at endofamerica3.com. Again, that's www.endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Forget everything you've been told about long-term food storage. When the collapse happens, you'll need the single most effective way to get high-powered Delta Force nutrients to your family fast. Like any Special Forces commando, you need a plan. You need a Black Hawk Down food plan. Introducing the Survival Sprout Bank from Solutions from Science. It's your countertop survival garden. Yes, grow fresh greens right on your countertop in just a few short days. Sprouts are the green shoots that emerge from newly germinated seeds, and they are powerhouses of living, easily absorbed nutrients. The Survival Sprout Bank is a complete kit with nothing else to buy. And with sprouts so easy to grow, even children can grow emergency food. Call 877-327-0365 or go to survivalsproutbank.com. That's 877-327-0365 or order online at survivalsproutbank.com. Survival Sprout Bank, your Black Hawk Down emergency food plan.
Flooding in at twitter.com/Real Alex Jones. You know, we got a Twitter account 9-10 months ago. We actually have 3 or 4 of them, a total of about 80,000-90,000 altogether, and we just kind of use it as a news feed to get the word out. But really, it's designed for you, the listeners, to give us intel, to give us heads up. I'm trying to Twitter every day. Not just lean over Matt Ryan's shoulder and say, hey, send a photo out to folks or tell them this is coming up. I'm actually, Twittering to you myself. We're sending more and more things out. But really, that's just so folks are interested in it so we can get the information from you when things are happening. Or when I'm at a demonstration and the cops are beating people up, I can send it out to 100, 200, 300,000 people. Hey, we're here. We need help. That's why I want to get this one Twitter account up to 100,000. I need it to be 100,000 to have any real punch. We've dominated YouTube, dominated Google, 300 million views on YouTube. We've dominated, so many other areas, but we've not even, I'm the one that got Charlie Sheen to do his Twitter account. I'm the guy that twisted his arm and said, communicate directly, don't communicate through text to TMZ, who then censors what you're doing and what you're saying. If you can get through from Japan, it's twitter.com/Real Alex Jones. You can call us at 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. I was going to have pharmacist Ben Fuchs back on talking about health and how our soils are almost completely depleted and how so many illnesses and the fact that you're always hungry, want more because you're eating empty calories is because so much of the food has had the real minerals removed in it because the soil is dead. And I already canceled him once a few weeks ago because the Charlie Sheen thing had blown up then. And I don't want to do it again today, so he'll be on with us about 30 minutes in the next hour. But he'll also give us his take on the situation with the earthquake and the tsunami and the 8.9 and the reactor on the verge of melting down and just all of this insanity. But if you are in Japan, 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. And we will get you up and on the air. If you have trouble calling a 1-800 number, John, give me a Genesis. Can I put a Genesis regular number out? Do we have one of those that's available? Only because my regular call guy is working on some IT stuff in another department today. We can probably drag him in here and I can give out